Hello, hello everyone. Today I'm going to teach you some of the basic concepts of Fusion 360 software, which is a multi software. Like we have so many workflows here. We have the design, generative design, render, animation, simulation, manufacture. So many workflows are there in this software. So if we go into the design software, we have so many tools in the software. So primarily we will use this sketch tool to sketch the 2D diagrams, like you can see in this description, and will use this 2D diagrams to convert it into 3D models. So if I press this sketch software, I will have a to choose planes. So here you can see in this space we have point origin XYZ axis and three planes, and all the sketches you do will be here. Like if I'm going to I can select from this also, in which plane I will do my sketches. I can select from this also. I will select XY plane. Now we'll get a completely different options here. In this we have so many like line, rectangle, circle, and mirror option. I will explain each of these options. So we have a line with which we can use to create lines of length which which is required. If I select 9 meter and 100 and center, I will get 100 line here. So and another option is a rectangle, which is a one edge rectangle. We can 2 point rectangle. Okay, here you should mention the diagonals of the rectangle points, this and this one. If we are doing it, if I show you another rectangle, we can specify the first point and specify the next point of where should the rectangle be, and we can also use this dimension tool here, so that we can get the dimensions the of the rectangle. We can edit the length and breadths also. If I choose 50 and press enter, and if I set dimension, and if I choose something like 40, we'll have a different dimension. Okay, now another tool is these are simple tools like circle, in which you will have construct a circle and specify the diameters. If 50 percent will get a circle like 50 diameter, and we have this spline triangle, which you can use for random lines. Now we have a mirror. In this this is a very important tool. Like if you want to have a mirror of this with specific axis, so for this tool we need to have a specific axis. So I will going to select a line and draw a random line, straight line. And if you select mirror tool, and first we have to select object. So this will be my object, and mirror line is, this is my mirror line. So as you can see, I have created another object with same dimension with respect to this line. If you want, if you want to check, like we can use the dimension tool and check if they are the same. And if we have fillet tool here from which we can use to make that just informal services like this. You can choose the radius of the edge, can be 20, something like that. And here is a trim option. It's a very important tool because with the help of trim we can remove a specific part. If we go like if we going to select it, like if we going to select this one and press delete, this also do sometimes we will have to select whole object, delete. Whole object will be deleted, but using a trim, a specific line can be easily deleted. We have to remove only this fillet part. We can just click it and delete it. And here which is an offset tool which is used to make parallel lines, parallel objects. If you have uh, any object here, so we have to do parallel to this. We'll create a concentric circle, or else if you have any line, you have to do parallel lines, continuous parallel lines. We can so I have this line. I have to draw a parallel line to this one. So I can use this fillet and do a parallel line, and we can also select the distance, how much I want to do. Now I have other options also, like horizontal, vertical line, tangents, equal. These are also one of these important tool is finding the centers of the object. A picture object it may be, we can easily create. We can easily find the midpoints, centers. We can easily connect concentric tool, and in this we can measure the length of the tool, and also uh, using this we can check if there are any interface or not. So these are some basic tools used in 2D sketching. Some of these are most used ones, and we can also have these tool. Yeah. If we will go in rectangle, we can easily draw a 3 point rectangle in which we have to mention the 3 points of the rectangle. We can use center of the rectangle, special center and make rectangle there. And similarly in circle, we have so many ways of making it: 2 point, 3 point, 2 tangent, 3 tangent, arc, polygon. We can make arcs also, like we have 3 point arc. We have to mention 3 point, make an arc. Can easily make arcs using this, and we have polygon, which are we can use edge polygon option to make specify the edge length of the polygon. We will have a polygon from okay, and spline lines, conic curves, point mirrors, as I explained earlier. Now, if I remove everything, delete, and make a rectangle, let's say 100 or 100, and go here and to the solid workspace. Here I can use this extrude tool to simply make a 3D cuboid from a rectangle by extruding. That means tilting the surface upwards or downwards as you want. If you select the profile and click OK with giving some height for the cuboid, like by 50. And if this is the view panel, we can use home view for isometric views or front, top. We can, or else by choosing a corner, we can easily rotate using the mouse and come back to home view. So I have created a cuboid from it. So this is using the rectangle. You can use different sketches and make different 3D models from the extrude tool. And here I have so many options. Like if from these options, I can easily draw without using the sketches. I can easily draw a box, a cylinder. Just you have to mention the plane, and in 3D, we do not have to go in sketch space and mention the make the sketches and come to the solid workspace and make the things. We can easily create a circle here and you mention the height and finish the sketch. This is a software. Then going in the sketches. In this evolve tool, we can make a section of like I'll sketch on any random object and use this evolve tool. I'm going for sketch. Here I have some options, like I can use look at option if I am in isometric view and select this plane and press look at. We can easily go to this plane, and this is pan option to meet in the plane. If I draw something using the line, just random sketches. And go for solid workspace and create a wall. I have to specify the profile, and I should also have a access. Create any line. I have selected this profile and I have selected this, and if I go for 3D view, so you can see I have created a ring. We can mention the angle or how much angle we want to make. I go for 20. I'll have a quarter. If I go 50, I have a semicircular one, and I can make a two-sided. Okay, now hole. This hole I can make holes on any planes like circular ones, if I want to make only one, and if I want to make multiple, can use this. First I have to some do some sketches on that plane so that I can specify for the pattern. Hole will be created after mentioning the specific point. We can measure the depth of the hole and also radius. Color a rectangular pattern. You can easily make uh, if there is some rectangle, some sketches here, and we want to do it in all the four centers. You can usually do that with the rectangular pattern option. In this press pull, I can easily select the surface and pull it so that I can extend the surface with whatever features are there on that surface. If you see there is a hole was there on the surface, it was not a complete hole, so for that it is not a okay, at backside, but using the press pull we can in this fillet tool same as we used in the uh, sketch tool. In this shell option, we are using the same constraints, like if it is a rectangular surface or any circular surface, the same shape is gonna be taken out. And now there is a move tool to move, and there are options. This is some basic tools to get started. We can try to use this to experiment some things, to make some 3D objects, to have put our creativity in this using this software. Now I move to the main part, simulation part. In simulation we have so many studies, like which part we have to calculate, which thing, which parameter we have to calculate this. They have so many options like model frequency, electric cooling, thermal stress, structural bending, nonlinear static stresses, quasi-static event simulation, dynamic simulation, shape injection modeling. Even for each option we have some description. In static stress we have a model, and we will put some load and observe how model behaves in that. And we can also change the materials. I will show you how we can do that one. First you have to have some model, so I'll simply create a cuboid, or else I can create something like, can have a new this. So I will go to sketch and select the plane, and form a T shape. I will trim this part. Now I'll finish the sketch and extrude it some 35. Now I have this model. If I go for simulation on this one, and select static stress, create study. So I have to this steps here. So first one is simplify. In this step, in this tool, we can simplify the material. Like if it's a complex, any suspension system or any system, and we are working on a specific part, we can remove all other parts which does not take responsible or does not take part in that study. So we have a simple only one tool, so I have nothing to remove or hide. In this material tool, we can select the materials, like it will be selected as same as model. Initially, we can take it to any other models. We have a set of models from Fusion 360, a set of materials from Fusion 360, like aluminum, glass, iron, so many. I will take steel as like same as model. Okay. Now I have to give the constraints. So constraints are like there are several type of constraints like if there is an object it will be hanging or it will be fixed or it will be sliding. So if this is the object and I want it to be like I want this thing, this face to be fixed. So if I select this face and set press and OK, then this face will be fixed. And if in this display, if I choose this DOF tool, a degree of freedom tool, it will show me the degree of freedom. So you can see now this object is not not fixed or is simply hanging in this space. It should be any clamped or anything because we are applying the force on it. Now it's fixed. Like if there is, you can imagine like it is a there is a upper wooden plank and lower wooden plank. We are keeping some books, something here. Now after constraint, we have to apply the load at any point of time in the this simulation. We can see we can use this pre-check tool to check is it ready for uh, to do simulation or to solve the required studies. It's incomplete. It's showing that we didn't give a structural load. So I will select loads and give some force. We have different types of force, like sorry, structural loads like pressure, moment, bearing load. I will select the force and add force like some 500 Newton. So here 4, it is not acting only on that point, but it is acting uniformly. I can give it at any angle or else vectors. You can use a vector tool to change, but I'll select normal. Now select OK. Now you can see this is showing that the study setup has all the information required. I'll also create a mesh. Like mesh is a fishing net around around this models. By using this mesh, we will have this circular triangular shapes on it, and the intersection of these lines are the nodal nodes on which each uh, study is done, like solve of the mathematic behind behind all this. There is a mathematical equations are solved by software on these nodal points. So I have created a mesh. We can here we can edit the mesh, like we can decrease the size of each unit. I have decreased the size. So you can see earlier there were so many larger boxes. Now there are so small boxes. Now I'll solve it. We have two options like on cloud and locally. We can use on cloud or local if it will compute in our PC or laptops. On cloud it will use the net. If I select it as solve, so gonna solve for some time, take some time to simulate, and that is calculate the equations. Until that time we can go in this plane and I'll explore some other parts. Sweep tool like it's a very important tool. You can, like, if I go in a sketchworks page, I draw a circle in this plane, and if I change the view, and from the center of the circle, if this is happening because I have selected only that plane for the sketch, so I should go in 3D workspace and select this plane. Use the line tool and now I can finish the sketch. And oh, not I have done something wrong here because if I go and select circle, make a circle, finish the sketch, and sketch another spline line. Using the same point, I will make a spline line. Preference ka search and use the sweep tool. Profile. Select the profile. Select the path, and okay, you can see here I've created a pipe like structure by using the sweep tool. I can have a different distance or angle. I can change the taper angle, everything, or I can have a change selection. Then let us see if it's completed. So it's completed, and we'll see that our safety factor is very high because I have applied a very small force and the material is strong. So from minimum we have a 11.47 safety factor, which is very high. It's in this blue above 8. Mm, like optimal required level is 3 to 4 times stronger than the minimum, and we have over designed it. We can add more load or decrease the material. And if I choose here and go for stress, and as you can see, this is the area which is more concentrated. You can use this tool to see how, where the stress is more. As you can see, there's more concentrated area is this one, and you can also see the where there is maximum stress and minimum stress. Or also see first principle, second principle stresses, and also displacement. What is the displacement? I can also animate this, how how the material is changing. Adding the force, as you can see, as I'm adding this one force, we can use this and study which is getting concentrated, and you can also change the steps here. So can we can, yeah, clearly slowly we'll see how it's taking place. And we can also use this report tool to generate the report of the whole study. Here you can see I generates everything, each and every part. We have which part I have fixed and which part I have applied load, results, maximum, minimum, diagrams. This is another tool. It's like uh, here I have two holes, and this is a L2 tool. In this whole area, there will be some wooden plank, and I have fixed these two and applied load above here and checked where stress is getting concentrated and which where displacement is. So we can use in so many methods. And this is it. Simulation using Fusion 360. These are some basic models, but You can use so many complex models and simulate and study, which helps to decrease the number of prototypes for testing and also make efficient manufacturing. This is it. Stop the recording.